Hey, welcome to my channel. You can consider this to be sort of maybe a Monday morning quarterback or a late Sunday night quarterbacking, quarterback armchair. Honestly, I was surprised and shocked at some of the games. Um, as a Giants fan, was I happy the way they played? Yes and no. I mean, honestly, I was pissed off because one thing was is like Taylor definitely is not the quarterback for the Giants. Quite honestly. But it shows Slayton has some skills, and Waller doesn't have some skill as well too, and it shows that Saquon they became a sort of a semi-dangerous team. Um, Honestly, it came down to game management or time management, and it wasn't time management on Daboll's end. I think it's on the defensive coordinator as well as Taylor himself. Tyrod Taylor at the end of the first half you could tell Dable was even pissed. I was like, why did he called an audible? It was Taylor that called an audible. You know they were going to do at least 2 to 3 passes. If they don't get those passes in, they get the field goal. If they get the field goal, they're down by a point. Sorry, by 2 points, and they could go for the field goal at the fourth quarter, basically. But what happens? Um, Time management as a result and everything like that. And Taylor was not the quarterback of this. Honestly, I don't know who the Giants should pick up. They should get rid of Taylor and bring someone else at this point. DJ at least probably could have helped out a little bit somewhere. I don't know, or probably he would have given it up. I don't know, whatever the case might be. But the fact is like let's be honest. Let's be upfront and honest. It wasn't that the Giants' defense was good. It was the fact that Buffalo took the Giants for granted, and I think they made plenty of mistakes. There were so many mistakes on Buffalo's, and that's why the Giants were in the game. It was because of Buffalo's sloppiness. That's pretty much what it comes down to. As a Giants fan, I hate to say it, I would have taken it if the Giants would have won. I would have gladly taken it. But the fact is like it shows that the Giants are not there. The point that they couldn't even beat Seattle shows otherwise. Anyways, um, Philadelphia, that was a big surprise as well. To quite honestly, I mean, honestly, I thought maybe for sure. I knew the Jets defense was good, but I didn't think it was going to be that good to the point where like it was going to hold Philadelphia to like just 2 touchdowns essentially, which blew my mind. Quite honestly. To the point where like the Jets were able to win. I mean, Zach Wilson, not. I mean, he just didn't have to make a mistake, and they could win at that point, which is what happened. Um, New England, I thought for sure maybe Belichick would use whatever he could to rally the team to beat the Raiders, but it looks like I don't know. Basically, I hate to say it, but like this was like not something that you want to see as a coach, but honestly, it happened. Unfortunately, um, I, I mean, for what's his face for Belichick, he's gonna have to rebuild the team basically. I mean, it's time for probably Belichick to retire because honestly, I don't think he could do anything at this point. Sorry, I'm just looking at some of the stats basically, and like it was really bad. Put it that way. I was like really shocked and surprised how bad they were. Mac Jones is not your quarterback of the future. I hate to say it. I mean, I don't know. Belichick, I think got lucky with Tom Brady. I honestly think he got lucky with Tom Brady, and that's why. And like he was hoping for the luck one again, once again, but it wasn't the case. And we could tell that he needs a quarterback. Without that quarterback, Belichick is not that great of a coach. I mean, it all depends, but of course, yeah. Um, Jacksonville, I was right on that. San Francisco, I think everyone was shocked as well as you were as well too. I mean, it's Cleveland. San Francisco should have dominated this game. I don't know. It's possible that San Francisco just took them for granted as well too. Quite honestly, just like the Eagles probably took the Jets for granted. That was a surprise in and of itself. I thought there was going to be more scores. It shows that basically they were trying to put it on Purdy. Basically, like you could see that they were doing on like it was all passes from Purdy basically, which surprised me a little bit. I thought for sure they would have done something different, but looks like Purdy wasn't your true quarterback. That was great enough, but he's a good game manager. It seems like, but without him, yeah. And then of course the total, I was surprised. Cincinnati and Seattle. I mean, I figured Cincinnati was going to win, but I wasn't entirely sure. But the one thing though is I thought it was going to be more. I honestly thought it was going to be at least. The fact that it was only 30 threw me off. I'm like, 30 points. I'm like, how are they short? It should have been a 50 total, at least 50 points total. Minnesota, I was right on. Knew they were going to beat the Bears. I mean, the Bears probably going to be one of the other teams that are going to be in the top pick in the draft. And then Washington, I think that was a sort of a gimme in that situation, quite honestly. I mean, I don't know if it should be a gimme, but the way Washington has been playing the Commanders, I think that was a given that they were going to beat the Falcons. Um, and then, of course, let's not forget, the way the Lions beat down the Buccaneers. Yeah, sorry, I lost track. I apologize for that. I don't know what we're talking about. Um, I have to stop and pause for a second. That's one of the times, unfortunately. Um, oh yeah, I was thinking about the Lions whooping the Buccaneers. That was a gimme. Panthers. I figured they were going to lose to Miami. I just didn't know by how much. I would have taken. I should have just said chose Miami and the total of 60. I mean, Miami's just like an offensive weapon juggernaut now, practically. Titans and the Saints. I mean, it was either way, quite honestly. And Baltimore beating the Titans. Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see what happens tomorrow, basically, with the Chargers and Cowboys. I have a feeling, of course, the Cowboys should be able to win now, considering that Philadelphia lost. I think the Cowboys are going to try to win. Um, if they lose, that gives Washington Commanders quite an incentive to go for that second number, for the number 2 spot in the East. But in any case, um, like I said, this was like a complete surprise. My picks were way off. I mean, most of them were. One, two, three. Yeah, 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 out of 10 so far. I mean, if I get 4 out of 10, I mean, that was decent. But my locks were pretty much so. Sorry about that. I mean, I know I'm gonna have off days when it comes to choosing, who's gonna win, who's gonna lose, and who's gonna cover and who's not gonna cover. But in any case, that's what it is. Um, I'm kind of curious to see what happens tomorrow's game with the Dallas Chargers game. Um, and if the Cowboys can actually beat the Chargers by 2, or maybe 3 for that matter. But in any case, I'll leave it at that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I do read all my comments. I do respond to them when they warrant a response. But with that, I'll leave it at that. If you like my channel, like my video, like my content, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you have subscribed, I do thank you for that. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, and of course, unrehearsed. Until next time.